Life's a funny thing, isn't it? We're all on this journey trying to make sense of the world, chasing our dreams, and hoping to leave our mark. But sometimes we get so caught up in the day-to-day that we forget to take a step back and really look at what's controlling us. You know, I was talking to a friend the other day and he said something that really stuck with me. He said, "You ever feel like you're just along for the ride in your own life?" And it hit me. How many of us are actually in the driver's seat? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt truly in control of your life? Can you remember, or does it feel like you're always reacting, always playing catch up, always one step behind where you want to be? Here's the truth, and it might be a hard pill to swallow. There are 5 things that control most people's lives. 5 invisible chains that keep us from reaching our full potential. And the kicker, most of us don't even realize they're there. But today, right here, right now, we're going to change that. We're going to shine a light on these hidden puppet masters and cut those strings once and for all. Because I believe in you. I believe that every single person in this room has the power to take control of their life and create something extraordinary. So, what are these 5 things? Well, let's start with the first one. Fear is like a shadow that follows us everywhere we go. It whispers in our ear, telling us we're not good enough, smart enough, or brave enough to chase our dreams. It's the voice that says, what if you fail? What if people laugh at you? What if you're making a huge mistake? But here's the thing about fear. It's a liar. It's a master of illusion, making mountains out of molehills and turning opportunities into obstacles. Fear wants you to stay small, to play it safe, to never take risks. But is that really living? I want you to think about a time when fear held you back. Maybe it was asking for that promotion, starting that business, or telling someone you love them. How did it feel? That knot in your stomach, the racing thoughts, the what-ifs that kept you up at night. Now imagine what your life would be like if you had pushed through that fear. What opportunities might you have missed because you let fear call the shots? You see, fear isn't just an emotion, it's a choice. And every day we have the power to choose courage over fear. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's about looking fear in the eye and saying, not today. Today I choose to be brave. But how do we do that? How do we break free from fear's grip? It starts with small steps. Each time you face your fears, you grow stronger. You prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. Try this. Tomorrow, do one thing that scares you. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's striking up a conversation with a stranger, or speaking up in a meeting, or trying a new hobby you've always been curious about. Feel that fear? Acknowledge it, and then do it anyway. And then the next day, do it again and again, until facing your fears becomes a habit, a muscle you flex every single day. Remember, on the other side of fear is growth. It's where dreams come true, where we discover what we're truly capable of. Don't let fear rob you of your potential. Don't let it be the ghostwriter of your life story. Now, let's talk about the second puppet master, doubt. Doubt is fear's cunning sidekick. While fear tries to stop you from taking action, doubt makes you question every move you make. It's that nagging voice in your head that says, who do you think you are? You're not talented enough, not smart enough, not enough to succeed. Doubt is a dream killer. It's the reason so many brilliant ideas never see the light of day. Why so many potential leaders never step up. Why so many lives of greatness are lived in mediocrity. But here's the secret about doubt. Everyone has it. Even the most successful people you admire have moments of doubt. The difference is they don't let it define them. They recognize doubt for what it is, a natural part of growth and challenge, not a stop sign. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall down countless times, but do they ever doubt their ability to walk? No, they get up again and again until walking becomes second nature. That's the mindset we need to cultivate. When doubt creeps in, and it will, I want you to remember this. Doubt your doubts before you doubt yourself. Question your limitations. Challenge the voice that says you can't. You said, powerful exercise. Write down all your doubts on a piece of paper. All those I'm not good enough thoughts. All those what if I fail worries. Get them all out. Now look at that list and ask yourself, are these facts or are these fears? Chances are, most of what you've written down are fears masquerading as facts. Now for each doubt, I want you to write down evidence that contradicts it. Have you overcome challenges before? Have you surprised yourself with your resilience? Have you received compliments or recognition that you brushed off? These are your weapons against doubt. Doubt thrives in the shadows of our minds. But when we bring it into the light, when we examine it closely, it often crumbles under scrutiny. Your doubts are not your destiny unless you choose to make them. So remember, doubt is not a sign that you're going in the wrong direction. It's often a sign that you're stretching yourself, that you're on the brink of something great. Embrace it as a natural part of growth, but don't let it steer your ship. As we move on to the third controlling force, I want you to hold on to this thought. You are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. Your potential is not determined by your doubts, but by your determination to push past. The third puppet master that often controls our lives is comfort. Comfort. Sounds so nice, doesn't it? Like a warm blanket on a cold day, or your favorite chair after a long day at work. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, stay here where it's safe. Why risk what you have for the unknown? But here's the harsh truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's the silent killer of dreams, the thief of potential. In the comfort zone, there are no challenges, no risks, and no growth. And without growth, we stagnate. Think about it. When was the last time you did something that made you uncomfortable? When was the last time you pushed your boundaries, took a risk, or tried something new? If you're having trouble remembering, that's a red flag. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. All the magic, all the growth, all the experiences that make life rich and meaningful, they're waiting for you just outside that cozy bubble of familiarity. But why is it so hard to leave our comfort zones? It's because our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Comfort feels good in the short term, but it robs us of fulfillment in the long term. I want you to imagine two versions of yourself a year from now. In one version, you stayed exactly where you are, doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, living the same life. In the other version, you challenge yourself every day, pushed your boundaries, faced your fears, and embraced discomfort. Which version excites you more? Which version makes you feel alive? The choice is yours, and you make it every single day. Every time you choose the easy path over the challenging one. Every time you say maybe tomorrow instead of why not now. You're choosing comfort over growth. But how do we break free from the grip of comfort? It starts with small steps. Each day, do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. It could be as simple as taking a different route to work, striking up a conversation with a stranger, or learning a new skill. Here's a challenge for you. For the next 30 days, commit to doing one uncomfortable thing each day. Keep a journal and write down what you did and how it made you feel. At the end of those 30 days, look back and see how much you've grown, how much more confident you've become. Remember, discomfort is temporary, but the growth and confidence you gain from pushing your boundaries last a lifetime. Embrace discomfort as a sign that you're moving in the right direction, that you're expanding your horizons and becoming the best version of yourself. As we move on to the fourth controlling force, I want you to hold this thought. Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Choose growth over comfort and watch your life transform. The fourth puppet master that often controls our lives is comparison. In this age of social media and constant connectivity, comparison has become almost unavoidable. We're bombarded with highlight reels of other people's lives, their successes, their perfect moments. And in the face of all that perceived perfection, it's easy to feel like we're falling short. Comparison is a thief of joy. It robs us of our contentment, our sense of accomplishment, and our unique journey. When we're constantly measuring ourselves against others, we lose sight of our own progress and potential. But here's the thing about comparisons. It's never fair. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. You're comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You're comparing your worst days to someone else's best days. Think about a time when comparison made you feel inadequate. Maybe you saw a friend get a promotion and thought, why not me? Or you scrolled through social media and felt like everyone else had their life together while you were struggling. How did that make you feel? Did it motivate you, or did it make you want to give up? The truth is, there will always be someone who seems to be doing better than you in some area of life. But that doesn't diminish your worth or your journey. Your path is uniquely yours, with its own challenges, triumphs, and lessons. So how do we break free from the comparison trap? It starts with awareness. The next time you find yourself comparing, stop and ask yourself, is this helping me grow, or is it holding me back? If it's not serving you, consciously redirect your thoughts. Practice gratitude. Instead of focusing on what others have that you don't, focus on all the blessings in your own life. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice can shift your perspective from lack to abundance. Remember, the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Are you growing? Are you learning? Are you becoming a better version of yourself? Those are the comparisons that matter. Here's a powerful exercise. Create a wins journal. Every day, write down 1 thing you accomplished, no matter how small. It could be making your bed, completing a tough workout, or being kind to a stranger. Over time, you'll build a record of your progress and growth that no one can take away from you. When you find yourself falling into the comparison trap, remember this, that you are on your own journey. Your success is not defined by how you measure up to others, but by how you measure up to your own potential. As we move on to the 5th and final controlling force, I want you to hold on to this thought. You are unique with your own gifts, challenges, and path. Embrace your journey, celebrate your progress, and let go of the need to compare yourself to others. The 5th and final puppet master that often controls our lives is regret. Regret is like a rearview mirror that we can't stop staring into. It keeps us focused on the past, on the what-ifs and the if-onlys, preventing us from fully embracing the present and moving confidently into the future. We regret the chances we didn't take, the words we didn't say, the dreams we let slip away. And these regrets can become heavy burdens, weighing us down and holding us back from living fully in the present. But here's the thing about regret. It's based on the illusion that we could have known then what we know now. It's easy to look back with the wisdom of hindsight and think we should have done things differently. But in that moment, with the information and resources we had, we made the best decision we could. Think about a regret you're carrying right now. Maybe it's a career path you didn't pursue, a relationship you let go, or an opportunity you didn't seize. How has holding on to this regret affected your life? Has it made you more cautious, less willing to take risks? The truth is, regret serves no purpose other than to keep us stuck in the past. It doesn't change what happened, and it doesn't help us move forward. In fact, it often prevents us from taking new chances because we're so afraid of making the same mistakes again. But what if we could reframe our regrets? What if, instead of seeing them as failures or missed opportunities, we saw them as valuable lessons? Every regret carries within it a lesson if we're willing to look for it. Take your biggest regret and ask yourself, what did this experience teach me? How has it shaped who I am today? How can I use this lesson to make better choices moving forward? By shifting our perspective, we can transform our regrets from burdens into stepping stones. Remember, you can't change the past, but you can change how you let it affect your present and your future. The power lies in your hands to write the next chapter of your life, regardless of what came before. One of the most effective ways to combat regret is to live more fully in the present. Practice mindfulness. Take time each day to really be present in your life, to appreciate the small moments, to engage fully with the people around you. When we're fully present, we're less likely to make choices we'll later regret. And when it comes to making decisions, ask yourself, will I regret not doing this? Often, Our biggest regrets are not the things we did, but the things we didn't do, the chances we didn't take, the dreams we didn't pursue. As we wrap up our discussion on these 5 controlling forces, fear, doubt, comfort, comparison, and regret, I want you to remember this. You have the power to break free from these chains. You have the ability to take control of your life and shape it into something extraordinary. It won't be easy. Breaking free from these controlling forces requires courage, self-awareness, and consistent effort. But I promise you, it's worth it. Because on the other side of these challenges is a life of freedom, purpose, and fulfillment. Imagine waking up each day, excited about the possibilities that lie ahead. Imagine pursuing your dreams without fear holding you back. Imagine embracing your unique journey without the need to compare yourself to others. Imagine living fully in the present, free from the weight of regret. That life is possible for you. It's not just possible, it's what you deserve. Starting today, make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to face your fears, to silence your doubts, to step out of your comfort zone, to celebrate your own journey, and to learn from your past without being held captive by it. Take small steps each day. Face one fear, challenge one doubt, do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. Practice gratitude instead of comparison. Learn one lesson from a past regret. And as you do this, watch how your life begins to transform. Watch how you begin to feel more in control, more alive, more authentically you, as we continue our journey of self-discovery and personal growth. Let's dive deeper into how we can practically apply these insights to our daily lives. Because knowledge without action is like a book that's never open, full of potential, but ultimately useless. Let's start with fear. We've talked about how fear can paralyze us, keep us from taking risks and pursuing our dreams. But here's a powerful truth. Fear is often a compass pointing towards the things we most need to do for our personal growth. Think about the things you fear most. Public speaking, starting your own business, letting someone see the real you. These fears are often signposts showing us where we need to grow, what we need to confront. So here's a challenge for you. Make a list of your top 5 fears, the ones that make your heart race, your palms sweat. Now next to each fear, write down what you might gain by facing it. What's on the other side of that fear? Freedom? Confidence? A sense of accomplishment? Now let's create an action plan. Choose one fear from your list. Not necessarily the biggest one, but one you feel ready to tackle. Break it down into small, manageable steps. If your fear is public speaking, your first step might be as simple as speaking up in a meeting at work. The next step might be volunteering to give a short presentation to your team. The key is to take consistent action, no matter how small. Each step you take builds your confidence, shrinks the power of fear, and expands your comfort zone. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And with each act of courage, you're rewiring your brain, teaching it that you're capable of more than you thought possible. Now, let's talk about doubt. Doubt is like a weed in the garden of your mind. If left unchecked, it can choke out your dreams and aspirations. But like any weed, it can be uprooted. One powerful way to combat doubt is through affirmations. I know, it might sound a bit cheesy at first, but hear me out. Your mind believes what you tell it most often. If you're constantly feeding it doubts and negative self-talk, that's what it will believe. So let's flip the script. For every doubt you have, create a positive affirmation. If you doubt your ability to succeed in your career, your affirmation might be, I am capable and deserving of success. I have unique talents that add value to my workplace. Write these affirmations down. Say them out loud every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to bed. It might feel awkward at first, but stick with it. You're literally rewiring your brain, creating new neural pathways that support your growth and success. But affirmations alone aren't enough. You need to back them up with action. Set small, achievable goals that align with your affirmations. If your affirmation is about career success, your goal might be to learn a new skill relevant to your field. or to network with 3 new people in your industry this week. As you achieve these small goals, you're building evidence that contradicts your doubts. You're proving to yourself that you are capable, that you can succeed. Now, let's address the comfort zone. We've talked about how staying in your comfort zone can stifle growth and limit your potential. But let's be honest, it's called a comfort zone for a reason. It feels good. It's safe. So how do we make discomfort more? Well, comfortable. One effective strategy is to reframe how you think about discomfort. Instead of seeing it as something to be avoided, start seeing it as a sign of growth. Discomfort means you're stretching yourself, learning, expanding your capabilities. Try this time you feel uncomfortable. Whether it's in a challenging situation at work, trying a new hobby, or putting yourself out there socially, pause for a moment, take a deep breath and say to yourself, this discomfort means I'm growing. This is what progress feels like. Another powerful tool is visualization. Athletes use this technique all the time to improve their performance. Before you face a situation that's outside your comfort zone, take a few minutes to visualize yourself succeeding. See yourself confidently handling the situation. Imagine how good it will feel to overcome this challenge. This mental rehearsal can reduce anxiety and boost your confidence when you actually face the situation. Your brain doesn't always distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. So you're essentially giving yourself a practice run. Remember, expanding your comfort zone is a gradual process. You don't have to take giant leaps. Small steps, taken consistently, can lead to big changes over time. Now let's tackle comparison. In this age of social media, it's easier than ever to fall into the comparison trap. But remember, what you're seeing is only a highlight reel, not the full picture of someone's life. One powerful way to combat comparison is to practice compersion. Compersion is the opposite of envy. It's the ability to find joy in other people's success and happiness. When you see someone achieving something great, instead of thinking, why not me? Try thinking, if they can do it, so can. Their success doesn't diminish my own potential. This shift in mindset not only helps you avoid the negative effects of comparison, but it also opens you up to learning from others' successes. Instead of feeling envious of someone's achievements, ask yourself, what can I learn from their journey? What strategies or mindsets contributed to their success? Another effective strategy is to focus on your own growth rather than comparing yourself to others. Keep a personal growth journal. Each week, write down 3 things. 1, something you learned. 2, a challenge you overcame. 3, a way in which you grew or improved. This practice keeps you focused on your own journey and helps you recognize your progress, even when it feels slow. Remember, success isn't a finite resource. Someone else's success doesn't mean there's less available for you. In fact, surrounding yourself with successful people can inspire you, motivate you, and even create opportunities for your own growth. Lastly, let's address regret. Regret can be a heavy burden, but it can also be a powerful teacher if we approach it with the right mindset. One effective way to deal with regret is through a practice called redemptive narrative. This involves reframing your past experiences, even the painful or regrettable ones, as part of a larger story of growth and redemption. Here's how it works. Think of a regret you're carrying. Now, instead of focusing on what you lost or missed out on, ask yourself these questions. 1, what did this experience teach me? 2, how has this challenge helped me grow or become stronger? 3, how can I use this lesson to make better choices in the future? 4, is there a way I can use this experience to help others? By reframing your regrets in this way, you're not dismissing the pain or disappointment you felt. Instead, you're choosing to find meaning and growth in these experiences. Another powerful practice is to use your regrets as motivation for positive action in the present. If you regret not pursuing a passion earlier in life, use that feeling as fuel to start now. If you regret not spending enough time with loved ones, let that inspire you to prioritize. Remember, it's never too late to change course. to pursue a dream, to become the person you want to be. Your past does not define your future unless you allow it. As we wrap up this extended exploration of the 5 controlling forces in our lives, I want to leave you with this thought. Personal growth and change is not always easy or comfortable. There will be days when you stumble, when you feel like you're not making progress, when it's tempting to fall back into old patterns. But I want you to remember this. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every time you face a fear, challenge a doubt, step out of your comfort zone, celebrate your own journey instead of comparing it to others, or learn from a regret instead of being weighed down by it. You're growing. You're becoming stronger, more resilient, more authentically you. And here's the beautiful thing. As you do this work on yourself, as you break free from these controlling forces, you're not just changing your own life. You're creating a ripple effect that touches everyone around you. Your courage inspires others to be courageous. Your growth encourages others to grow. Start challenging. Start today. Choose one area we've discussed: fear, doubt, comfort, comparison, or regret, and take one small action to break its control over your life. Maybe it's facing a small fear, challenging a persistent doubt, taking one step out of your comfort zone, celebrating someone else's success instead of comparing yourself to them, or reframing a regret as a lesson. Whatever you choose, commit to it, write it down, share it with someone who can support you and hold you accountable. Remember, you have the power to shape your life. You have the strength to overcome these challenges. You have the potential to create a life of purpose, fulfillment, and joy. Your journey starts now. Take that first step and then another and another. Before you know it, you'll look back and be amazed at how far you've come. Believe in yourself. I believe in you. Now, go out there and create the life you've always dreamed of. The world is waiting for your unique gifts, your unique voice, your unique contribution. Remember, life is not happening to you, it's responding to you. To your choices, your actions, your beliefs, you have the power to shape your life into whatever you want it to be. So, what will you choose? Will you allow these 5 forces to continue controlling your life? Or will you take the reins and create the life you've always dreamed of? The choice is yours. And I believe in you. I believe that you have greatness within you waiting to be unleashed. I believe that you have the strength to overcome these challenges and create a life of purpose and fulfillment. As you leave here today, I want you to carry this thought with you. You are the author of your life story. Make it a bestseller. Thank you.